All right, here we go. Once again, this is Mr. Glenn back at it again, right? Okay, so I'm not continuously, sorry. I'm back at factoring the greatest common factor of a binomial. Well, in this case, it's not a binomial, okay? It is a trinomial. But to keep everything consistent, we go with polynomial. So we have three terms. They're being added together. We're going to look at the coefficients first. We're going to find out what the greatest common factor is. And if you don't remember how to do that, you can just break it down by the factors of those numbers. Okay, and as you can see, the greatest common factor of the coefficients is going to be 4. So we're going to reduce all by 4. Okay, so we end up with 28 divided by 4 is going to be 7. 12 divided by 4 is 3. 4 divided by 4 is 1. Okay. Then we look at the base or the variable in this case. We're going to look at the exponents. And if you look at the other video, it shows you how to find the greatest common factor of a variable and an exponent. And so as you can see, it's going to be p to the third. So all of these are going to be p to the third power. And that is not correct. Okay, and I want you to see this, that I just made that mistake. Okay. And I'm going to keep the footage. I'm going to show you that I thought about it and then I made a mistake and I'm going to come back around to fixing it. And so what I know for sure is that I have to find the greatest common factor of 28, 12, and 4. And the greatest common factor is going to be 4. Okay. I know that for sure. All right. And so then I have to find the greatest common factor for the variable and the exponent. Variable and the exponent. And the smallest exponent is p to the third. Okay. So 4p to the third is my greatest common factor. Okay. This is my greatest common factor. But I'm factoring it out. Okay. So I am going to kind of put this here. Right. And then I'm dividing. I'm reducing. 28 divided by 4 is 7. P to the fifth divided by p to the third. Remember, you subtract the exponent, that's p to the second. We have plus 12 divided by 4, which is 3. P to the fourth divided by p to the third is just the letter p. And then we have 4p to the third divided by 4p to the third, right? And any term or any number divided by itself is 1. And so here you have your answer being factored out. So we reverse engineered basically, because if we were to multiply it in or distribute this information back in, right, we would end up with 4 times 7 is 28. P to the third times p to the second is p to the fifth. And then 4 times 3 is 12. P to the third times p is 4. And then 4p to the third times 1 is 4p to the third. So that's how you know that this is going to check out. Okay. All right. So let's move on to a similar problem, but maybe a little more extensive. Okay. It's a pretty extensive problem, extended problem, if you will. Okay. All right, so here we go. So as you can see, it is a polynomial, but it has more than like 2 or 3 terms. It has 4. Process is key. Process is the same. We're focusing on the process. It's not about what letters you see. It's not about what numbers you see. It is, what is the process? The first thing that we're going to do is find out what the greatest common factor is of the coefficients, right? And so the greatest common factor between 6, 30, 54, and 6, okay, is going to be 6. Now, the reason why that is because the biggest number that we can take out of all of these is going to be 6. Then I'm going to look at, right, a to the 5th, a to the 5th, a to the 4th, a to the 3rd. We're looking to see what is the what? Hopefully you got it right. It is the smallest exponent, and the smallest exponent that we see is a to the 3rd. Okay, a to the 3rd. Then we'll look at the letter B. Now, b to the 3rd, b to the 2nd, b to the 2nd, and just b. And as you can see, b to the 1st is the smallest. So we have found our greatest common factor for this polynomial. Okay, and this plus doesn't really matter just yet. Okay. All right. So that's our greatest common factor. So we put that on the outside. All right, and then it's going to be the product of what is on the inside. So we're going to reduce 6 divided by 6 is 1. A to the 5th divided by a to the 3rd. Right? A to the 2nd. B to the 3rd divided by b. Right? We're subtracting the exponents. That is b to the 2nd, because 3 minus 1 is 2. Right? We bring down the plus sign. Okay, that's what that is right there. 30 divided by 6 is not 6, right? It is 5. Okay. All right, and I'm okay with you seeing my mistakes, because I want you to see that I do make them. Okay, but I also try to not get too frustrated and just learn from the mistake. A to the 5th divided by a to the 3rd is a to the 2nd. B to the 2nd divided by b is b, right? Then I bring down the subtraction sign. 54 divided by 6 is 9. And you can use your calculator, but it's very, very helpful if you know your factors, if you know your multiplication facts, okay? Because it saves you time. All right, a to the 4th divided by a to the 3rd is just a to the 1st. And b to the 2nd divided by b to the 1st is the letter b, right? And then bring down my minus sign. 6 divided by 6 is 1. And then a to the 3rd divided by a to the 3rd is 1. And then we have b to the 1st divided by b to the 1st is 1. So as you can see, we leave that as a minus 1. And so here you have your answer. These are your factors, okay, of this polynomial. All right. So hopefully that helps you. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments. You can email me, and my email address will be in the description. All right. And also, if you need tutoring, please let me know. I'm here for you. And as I've stated before, I teach the future, and I believe you are the future, which is now. So thank you for your time. Thank you for tuning in. Subscribe. Tell other people about me. All right. I appreciate you. Have a good day. Bye.